up guys, it's Kayla
and Jim,
and welcome back to another Meteorology Monday. What are we reacting to today?
we are going to react to not just Cyclone, but Super Cyclone. There's a movie that came out in 2012. Again, it falls into that era of end of the world, superstorms, super volcanoes, super
Everyone's
quakes.
gonna die!
Everyone's gonna die kind of things, unless our heroes save the day. We've got a lot to talk about, and a lot of our opinions, and we'll get there in just a second. But before we get started,
make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you're enjoying it. It really helps us out, doesn't take much of your time, and maybe like grab some, I don't know. Maybe you want coffee, maybe you want something else. Here we go!
you might need some tissues because I was weeping throughout parts of this. I just couldn't take it.
Yeah, if you're not following us on Instagram already, you probably want to, because you'll see absolute gems like Dad's reaction as we're watching the video for the first time. I'm gonna be honest, I thought you were gonna get up and turn it off.
I think I got up and walked out a couple times. I just couldn't take it. But those are spoilers. We gotta get into it. Let's do one scene at a time. We don't want to give it all away. So let's start with the first scene.
We tapped into some rocky sediment. It's causing real damage.
It's a volcanic material. Nothing in our geologic survey shows this.
How does the Geological Survey not know where volcanoes are?
Especially a super volcano.
I think we just spiked a volcano.
Okay. Now, I'm not a volcanologist. I don't claim to be a volcanologist. I do happen to love volcanoes and studying volcanoes. And I'm not certain, hear me out, I don't think Catalina Island off of the southern coast of California happens to be a supervolcano. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt. It's not weather related yet. We'll just go with it. There's a volcano off the coast of SoCal. We have drilled into it and the lavas are coming up.
Now Chadwick wants to send in a specialist group from NOAA.
We have mention of NOAA.
The research vessel.
They have a research vessel.
The nanomaterial showing real promise, breaking up extreme storm patterns.
Yeah, and this
NOAA meteorologist.
research too is going to play a major role in preventing.
Professor of meteorology.
You know what I'm picturing?
All right, going in the right direction.
Science news.
What we are talking about, however, is
already. The storm killers.
how to
Hello, Colonel.
disrupt
Dr.
storms.
Sparks, my intel has shown me that the Landsat readings for the Wilforce 3 are off the charts.
Yeah, we're pretty close by her. Would you like us to do a physical recon?
I would.
I hope we can get our sniffers down there before this storm moves in.
Yeah, me too. Yes, Captain Whirley, we need to change course for Wilforce 3.
Now, I don't see any storm at the moment.
Got to turn back now. I do not like the looks of these guys. I've been navigating these waters for 20 years, and I never seen nothing look like this.
There's no waves.
No. Pause it!
I didn't see any waves.
Let's break down what we just saw. Sunshine, little bit of wind, no rain, no waves, no nothing. And then all of a sudden, what even is this? I can't tell what they're trying to get at. It's rotating, but it doesn't look like a tornado. It's just dark clouds.
We'll say it's organizing.
We'll go with that. Still sunny.
It's closing fast.
At the front of the boat, however, it's...
They're on the same boat, right?
They are on the same boat.
Okay.
Incredible lightning. This guy, what? And he just...
Where's the waves? What?
he gives up.
And what was your title for that section?
There were no waves during the full yeet. This guy just did. I don't know. I mean, maybe he saw, wow, look at this script, and just decided go off script and jump into the water.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think he looked at the script for the movie and said, I'm yeeting myself out of here because it's only going to get worse from this point forward.
He was like,
I followed his lead. I yeeted myself out of the living room
You
once.
walked right out after this scene.
He cleared that railing like he was doing the 110-meter hurdles for the Olympics. I mean, he just feet first right in. I mean, 10 for the landing, but there was no waves, there was no reason for him to go overboard.
I'm crying.
And the skipper's like, you know, I don't like how this looks, and then over his shoulder there's no waves, the water is calm, just like when the guy jumped in the water. This is not going well, and it's only the beginning.
The temperature differential shot from 65 to 129 in a couple hours.
They must have broken into molten lava.
Yeah, my reading's correct. That thing's a volcano. There she is.
Warm water and moist air. It's the devil's playground.
The devil's playground?
We've got less than half an hour to reach that rig. We gotta go now.
A, she's not looking at anything. How does she know a time frame? B, the temperature differential is what? What units are attached to this? Why is it important? Hang on, we've been here before with a different movie. We've got meteorologists doing volcano stuff. Where's the volcanologist? She's an atmospheric scientist. What does the temperature differential of, I'm assuming the atmosphere, have to do with drilling into a supervolcano?
Let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say both the professor and the meteorologist minored in geology or volcanology. Let's go with that.
Okay.
Just like we did with the other movie.
It's just wrong.
I don't know.
The wall cloud was rotating clockwise.
All right. Nice line.
And they made it. However, they do have the NOAA logo on the side.
Okay, we'll give them props for that.
That was not me piecemealing this together poorly. That's just how the movie was. They were in a helicopter, something exploded, there was a tornado, no more mention of it, and then they land. Did she see the tornado? Does she think perhaps that's pertinent information?
Well, as we can tell with the movie, that only certain people can see certain things at certain times. For example, the captain, we are not going into this storm. Yet the meteorologist is on the phone in blue skies and it's sunny and it's kind of like, let's just sail to the rig and let's just go. But the captain is like, I see death and destruction in front of me. Meanwhile, one of my crew members just yeeted himself over the railing into calm waters. I don't think anybody wants to be in this movie anymore. So who knows what's going on.
I'm Dr. Jenna Sparks from the NOAA. I need to speak to your rig manager.
I'm not gonna lie, it kind of makes her sound cooler. From the NOAA. However, I have never once in my entire life heard anybody refer to themselves as working for the NOAA. You worked for the NOAA. Did you call yourself that?
No.
Pretty bad out here today.
What happened?
We had a pocket of molten lava.
The heat from that rupture is creating an event.
What kind of event?
The water is superheating, making the surrounding air highly unstable.
What does this mean to the rig?
Can you handle a storm with the power of 5 Katrinas?
1,000 miles per hour winds? I mean, how can that be? We're not in the tropics.
The warm water is creating cyclone conditions. It's changing everything we know about the weather.
Can I walk out now? It's wrong on so many levels. Let's just take Hawaii for an example. I mean, it's doing the exact same thing, right? Lava, okay, and instead of already being at the surface of the earth, this is underneath the water surface. So it needs time for that molten lava to come out, heat up the surrounding water, the water's gotta heat up, yet the currents are being churned up by the super cyclone that's building overhead. When you churn up the water, you tend to cool off the water, but that energy is going into the atmosphere to enhance the super cyclone. Why wouldn't we have these super cyclones anywhere volcanic eruptions are?
Underwater volcanoes are not like a special thing. Like, they happen all the time.
Yeah.
So why is this not happening in the regular? However, let's go back. The power of 5 Katrinas.
5 Katrinas.
1,000 miles per hour. But then my man says,
we're not in the tropics.
what does the tropics have to do with this? This doesn't happen in the tropics. The statement is irrelevant.
If a supervolcano is going to heat the water and create this entire environment, it could be at the North Pole based on their logic. So it really doesn't matter whether it's in the tropics or not. It's going to form this super cyclone. 5 Katrinas. 5 of them. 5 of them. Moving on.
I'm an atmospheric specialist. The warm water is creating the first cyclone in California.
Cyclone?
It's going to unleash a chain of events that's going to threaten the entire West Coast.
Correct my meteorological knowledge, but cyclones have in fact hit California before.
They have.
They have. So
They are not
this is
immune.
not new for that area. In fact, just below it, the peninsula of Mexico there gets hit all the time.
Right.
Just below them. So California is often affected by cyclonic weather.
They don't even mention Mexico. You know, they don't mention that this is going to impact Mexico, our neighbors to the south. When she says the West Coast, are we talking the West Coast of California? Are we talking the entire West Coast?
Right.
Are you going to include Mexico in that?
Right.
You know, the Baja area? You know, what are we talking about here?
What are we talking about?
I mean, this is a super cyclone. I'm envisioning at least the northern part of the Baja
I would assume.
being
yeah.
impacted. But,
This storm will impact this rig in a matter of minutes.
Evacuate all non-essential personnel
Again, not looking at charts to tell
on
that.
this rig other than a hazard team. I'm on it.
Well, if we're gonna get off this rig, we need to go now.
Okay.
Come on, let's go.
Oh no.
Real
We're
clouds?
on the leading edge of the storm.
That's not it.
we're too late.
Hang on tight.
That CGI is better. However,
If you are not here in
It's
5 minutes, I am
not the same as it was
I am
before.
lost crew, and I swear to God, I am not gonna lose anymore. Do you hear me?
Bless his dramatics.
Don't go anywhere. We're on our way.
They just look like they're on a bad roller coaster.
I'll meet you on the map bridge.
And then it's over. Okay? Back to the dark clouds.
Where's the storm?
Sorry, Travis. The storm's hitting Will Force 3 right now.
What?
Okay, it's hitting the oil rig currently. It's been like this, has it not? But it's not real.
They're on the oil rig, aren't they?
Why is this guy in the water again? Is that someone new?
Do you see him? Man overboard!
What is happening?
Why can't he just swim to the rig?
Man overboard!
Why?
Samuel's pull! Quick turn! Quick turn!
Where do these guys come from? Oh, are they trying to rescue him?
I think
Why
they're
do they
trying
need
to.
4 guys to rescue him?
Why are they screaming?
Is it because the water's heating up?
Paddle! They just fall out of the boat.
Come back!
No, sir. We want to continue going away from the rig.
God, they're boiling alive! Bring them back!
They're boiling alive.
Stop the evac! It's a bloodbath out there!
There's no blood. Just
Where are the rescue helicopters? Even if they got the distress call, the storm's gotten too bad. Only thing we can do now is try to plug the punch through. Okay. Shove the spacers and bypass the pressure gauges. That's our only warning system. We've got no choice.
it's so,
He's using the same accent
so
as Bill and Twister. Sorry, Joe. We've got no choice. There's no originality here. And
Why didn't they try to swim? They just fell out of the boat and they all just died? I don't know.
it just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
And going back to that helicopter scene where they were doing it kind of reminded me, you know, like when you go to a festival or something like that, and you got those little kid rides with the little helicopter, and it just goes. That's what it reminded me me of. And they're all trying to do this, and the thing is just going like this. It's like, can we put some effort into this to make it seem somewhat realistic?
We're racing ahead of the storm, but it's going to hit landfall at Point Conception in less than an hour.
Here she comes! Brace yourself!
Out of nowhere! You saw the flat ocean too, right? I think Wizard of Oz had better graphics. What? What is that?
She's concerned about closing the door. I think that was from an earlier scene. They're in the tornado.
Is that a tornado?
And it just...
It looks like they took a black piece of like construction paper and they just went
black tissue paper and just kind of dangled it over the camera lens. Oh God. Now you can see what we're talking about. This is just going from bad to worse. We've done a reacts to The Perfect Storm, 1991. Okay, maybe that was a bigger wave than what we're seeing here. Get that. But the concept. Here, they're not trudging up, they're going more sideways. Okay, well, a wave like that, you would roll the boat, right? No rolling, just they got saved by a tornado, basically. It came down, picked them up before the wave even got to them, spun them around, and then just set them back down.
On an ocean with no more waves.
Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. Everything was just business as usual. It's like, this is not realistic.
I'm beginning to think maybe it was like a parody movie or a comedy.
I don't know if it was comedy. I felt a lot of pain.
Horror movie, perhaps.
There's a super cyclone coming. Millions of people are gonna die.
What was that?
That was just him. That wasn't his character. That was just him.
That's temporary.
He's probably fed up with the movie too.
Slams Greater Los Angeles.
The National Weather Service has issued a severe Pacific storm warning. Prepare for damaging winds, storm surges,
That's a Cat 5 hurricane, and yet
In the Gulf!
I gave them the benefit of the doubt where they turned the Earth 90 degrees and you had the coastline of California going like this and the hurricane was sitting here. I gave them the benefit of the doubt. But that's a Cat 5 hurricane. And he's standing there like this. Like, all right, peeps, what's our next move? And they're all just kind of standing around with their hands in their pockets like, well, what are we doing?
But
In a Cat 5 hurricane, the boat's not doing anything.
if that's what it actually is, though, this thing is hundreds of miles wide. They just happen to have escaped it by puttering 10 minutes away from the oil rig.
Maybe the tornado placed them hundreds of miles away.
There's no way for them to prepare for a storm of this size. We've got to stop it. We may be able to use my nanotechnology research to stop the storm.
Everyone's quiet. Yeah, Dr. So-and-so, let's expound a little bit more on this. This is great. You could save the world. Silence. Hands in pockets, staring at the ceiling. You may be able to use that technology. What the heck is it about? You want to elaborate a little bit, please?
Alex, give me something!
Redeem some sort of quality for watching this movie, please?
I gotta help the men on the rig.
Travis, listen to me. Listen to me. The leading edge of the Super Cyclone has already made landfall at Point Conception. It's taken out power grids, communication capabilities, transportation arteries, and I mean that's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, once the full force of this storm hits the major population centers.
Look, you have to take me back. Do you understand?
No, you don't understand.
I should be there.
No, Travis. Camp Pendleton is the main command center for this disaster. They're gonna need all our expertise
Yes, it is.
in order to deal with this super cyclone.
Jen is right. We have to work together.
So...
Sounds like a bad episode of Blue's Clues. We have to work together!
Editing Kayla, can you pop up the Southern California region and point to
yes.
Catalina Island and Point Concepcion? And with a hurricane being this size, as they showed, it's probably touching the entire Southern California coastline, not just Point Concepcion.
So not only are they bad at meteorology, they're bad at geology and geography. Let's add some more fees that they can be bad at.
The current emergency plan does not take into account a storm of this size, traveling so far inland.
And that's feeding warm water from a super volcano.
Traveling so far inland? They're on the coast!
Doppler radar
What
indicates the storm
the?
is hit.
That should be our thumbnail right there. Our look of disgust and this image.
It's freaking Florida!
What does this have to do with anything in this movie? Why? It adds nothing to the plot of this movie.
The opposite end of the entire United States of America. What does an Atlantic hurricane hitting Miami have to do with a super volcano formed super cyclone off the coast of SoCal?
I'm feeling pain.
Capable of producing large hail, breaking windows and damaging houses. Severe storm
Those are-
warnings remain in effect. For the following
Those were not
counties: Los Angeles,
storm
Ventura,
clouds.
Santa
This is
Barbara,
actual footage, that's
San
cool.
Diego.
They're thrown in real footage, but
That's not.
the rig is on fire, and yet the rig is not on fire. It's a sunny day.
Not on fire. In fact, there's a tornado instead, and a whale.
It's pulling whales out of the ocean.
Meanwhile, the bottom of the rig is a disaster zone. And it just.
Wouldn't the lava have melted the staircases and some of the supports already? Wouldn't that have weakened the structure? These guys should be going sideways at this point. So now we got engineering faux pas that this just isn't.
It doesn't end in fee, but we'll add engineering to the list.
Fee, fi, fo, fum.
I declare this movie's dumb!
I've never seen anything like it.
Me neither.
We've been talking for years about climate change. We just didn't think it would happen this fast.
Yeah, well, it looks like in less than an hour, Southern California is going to be hit with this super cyclone.
Strange clouds.
This is an apocalyptic weather event. It's happening right now.
Thank you.
More than just a.
Looks like North Carolina on any Wednesday. Whoa!
Okay, the sun's out.
There's one tree. That tree's not even blowing.
That way. I can't see a thing.
Where's the rain? Where's the clouds?
Where's the lightning? Where's the mud?
Where'd that come from?
Why is he driving like that?
Travis, we're headed for it.
Where did that come from?
We're in it.
So much for hitting in an hour. This.
I don't understand the timeline of anything that's happening. Meanwhile, I don't know what's happening here.
Just keep throwing stuff at the windshield and do it in slow motion. All that rain would wash all that stuff off.
There's no wind blowing this debris off of the windshield. Maybe the rest of the movie is a dream because they're dead. Nobody. Where did it go?
And all that heavy
Where
rain.
did it go?
And all that heavy rain didn't wash anything off. And the first thing they do, let's get out because the tornado's gone.
What happened? We were lifted in a rotating wall. I never heard of tornadoes in California.
Tornadoes are not plot devices. They are a phenomena that occur due to thunderstorm dynamics and rotation and wind shear, and you can't just have this and then get rid of it. You can't change the atmosphere that quick. Or maybe you can, since this volcano blew up and all of a sudden there's Katrina hitting 7 different parts of the United States at once.
Remember, this is supposed to be 5 Katrinas.
That was A, not 200 miles per hour, B, not 1,000 miles per hour, and C, where did it go? Is this thing a hurricane? Or is it a tornado? Or what is happening? Surely nothing could get worse, right?
Super Cyclone is creating a low pressure area. It's perfect for funnel clouds.
Tornadoes, hurricanes, they are low pressure centers. They don't form they don't form because they are low pressure centers. The pressure in them is lower. It's not like every time you have a low pressure area, there's going to be a breeding ground for tornadoes.
Yeah.
As previously stated, there's a whole lot of dynamics that go into this, and I get stretching things to make a movie entertaining. However, they are taking an absolute crap on meteorology.
And probably volcanology and engineering and geology as well.
And driver's ed. A quick Wikipedia. I'm not even asking you to pull out a textbook. Just pull up Wikipedia and just type in meteorology and see what comes up. And I'm certain that something will come up about tornadoes that contradicts everything that he just said.
I'm noticing a trend. Something happened in Hollywood in 2012.
Well, yeah.
And now we got
one movie came out,
this.
one disaster movie came out, and it probably got a lot of money, and then all of a sudden 17 disaster movie came out, and now 10 years later, we're sitting here watching them all.
Things fell apart for a few years.
Reporting damaging winds in excess of 200 miles per hour. Stay away from coastline.
Blue
Severe
skies,
storm
what,
wind
why are
is
the...
in effect. Locations impacted include
Maybe that's the whale that got picked up.
What?
What? Whoa!
Now there's...
That's Katuba lightning. Here in California.
Katuba lightning?
The Super Cyclone is building up a huge electrical charge.
No, it's not building up a charge if there is lightning in the area. That is how the atmosphere discharges electricity!
Move indoors immediately.
Again, we're in the Gulf.
Thunder, you are
That actually kind of looks like a tornado. An actual
Looks like
lightning.
there might be some
roads, homes,
real
and other
scenes
Wow.
there.
Okay.
But what are we watching? That's the thing with this, is that we just get these random images thrown at us. And it's like, who's watching this? What is this? Or is this just to show, look at the destruction that's happening? Moving on.
How much time do you think we have before the full force of this storm hits the LA basin?
Now it's raining again.
Well, based on the 72-hour value for wind plus forward motion, less than 2 hours.
What in heaven's name does the words that he just said, strung in that order, have to do with anything? The 72 wind plus forward momentum. He swallowed a dictionary and he spat out the only weather words.
We're gonna have to make our move before it gets too powerful to overcome.
How do you do that?
I thought it was already too powerful.
Sure, since nothing like this has ever been attempted. I got the idea when I saw that volcanic arc form.
From the lightning strike?
Yes, and your nanomaterials research.
Now, if we can deliver a payload of silver iodide nanoflakes into the eye of the storm.
And use the electrical energy of the storm itself. It'll generate a controlled lightning strike to disrupt the spinning vortex.
Exactly, and weaken the eye wall of the super cyclone.
Huh.
You think it'll work?
Well, you know, this science is based on a very old weather control technique. It's called cloud seeding.
It isn't.
Do you think it'll work? No!
Did they just
This
say
is based off of
cloud seeding?
nothing! You went open meteorological glossary. We'll just call it cloud seeding.
How do you put this down for a second?
I can't. I can't.
You add clouds. It's a technique that adds clouds to the sky. The whole purpose is to create a cloud, not disrupt it.
Usually, with cloud seeding experiments in the past, they use silver iodide. It's a nuclei that is small enough to allow condensation to form. So you take moisture from the atmosphere and it condenses onto this silver iodide particle, and you can form a cloud, and you could make it rain. You can, there's lots of things, applications for that. So cloud seeding is not what they said it was. It has nothing to do with lightning. It has nothing to do with the dispersal of electronic charges or anything like that. They just kind of are morphing an idea with, hey, this might fit best, and no.
The thing about the atmosphere is that you cannot have a build-up of electrical charge if there is currently lightning being discharged. Lightning's sole purpose is to balance the electrical energy between the atmosphere and the ground. Therefore, if lightning is currently occurring, you are not having a buildup of electrical charge anywhere!
Technically, the buildup would be very temporary until that lightning discharges.
It builds up and then it discharges. If you want to learn more about lightning, check out our School of Weather. We have an entire video dedicated to why lightning is lightning.
So the context in which they're using it, it's not, no.
Sir, I've gotten some strange images from NASA.
From NASA?
What is that?
Not the NASA.
The sky appears to be on fire, sir. The phenomenon is heading inland now. We expect landfall within the hour.
Now we're back to within the hour. It was 2 hours. This thing just doesn't know where it wants to go.
Death and destruction. Meanwhile, the sky is on fire. The sky that has a limited amount of oxygen up at the top of the clouds where the satellite picture showed. What's burning?
What were all those buildings right at the coastline?
What is this? Where are they going? Where did they come from?
Where's the hail coming from? What?
The car's on fire.
She is not slicing and dicing this. This is the movie.
There's nothing. It's blue sky.
The wind's not even blowing.
They didn't edit the hail into the background.
The other
It
meteorologist.
appears to be a deposition of acidifying particles and gases coming together to form flaming hail.
Oh, flaming hail.
What exactly is our emergency protocol for fire and brimstone, Doctor?
Hide underground.
Not during a flood.
With all due respect, sir, my specialty is analyzing polar ice core and computer images.
Okay, now let's make up excuses.
The hail has stopped.
That means there's a break in the low pressure updraft. This is our chance. Let's get out of here.
The low pressure
warning system.
Hail does not fall in the updraft.
Nope. Falls in the downdraft.
Freeways, forcing major road closures. Do not drive into flooded areas or go around barricades. Storm ocean surge impact level has
That is good advice.
Throwing in real footage, but I mean that's just that's Maine.
And that's not California. Ah! These guys are still on the oil rig in the water, but the Coast Guard is here.
With the sunshine
Yes, and the wind.
and the rain.
What hairspray is he using? That's incredible.
Why is the radio not dead?
Why is the radio not dead? Why are you complaining about that? Oh my gosh!
Massive quantities of lava elevated the water temperature, which created a low pressure vortex around the Wilforce 3. And now the atmosphere around the rig is highly unstable.
And your solution?
If you can deliver a payload of silver iodide nanoflakes into the storm, we can generate a controlled lightning strike to break up the vortex. Do you have any pilot who can navigate under these conditions?
Dr. Sparks, you're talking about a suicide mission.
No, you don't know that for sure. The hurricane hunters were able to...
Those planes fly at 45,000 feet. You're talking about flying an F-16 directly into the eye wall of the storm.
They fly at
Colonel
10,000
Chadwick,
feet.
Sergeant Major.
Sir, I might have a man, a pilot.
I mean, they can fly higher, but...
Lieutenant Dave Connolly.
Great, Connolly, you'll be approaching the target area in less than 2 minutes.
I'm an engineer from the Wilforce 3 rig. Can you see her?
There's something there, sir.
So the whole thing is on fire.
What in the duck
And then we go-
is this? Hey, that guy! He jumped. You can't tell me otherwise. Now the water's boiling. Okay, I see that now.
But it's sunny.
It is sunny.
There's no...
No wind, no rain. He gone. What? What is it with this movie and people throwing themselves overboard?
light was... That's
the rig! But yet this is the rig!
I never thought it'd end like this. So how do we do this? Jump!
Why are we jumping into the boiling water?
The water's not even boiling. It's just... Alright, if it looked like that, I understand, but it didn't.
Okay, Connolly.
What?
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 4, 3. No!
This is radar 10.
Where's Connolly?
The flare. He's gone.
She sounds real choked up about it. Meanwhile, so airplane didn't work. Let's sail a boat with liquid nitrogen into it.
It's too soon. Something's wrong.
So the flares coming up took out an airplane, but they're not concerned about putting a boat in that area.
But the water would not melt the hull. The water would evaporate.
Wasn't the screw going the wrong way? The bolt going the wrong way?
It was tightening.
Something's definitely not right. Time to
Something's
evacuate.
definitely not right.
That started with minute 1.
He's just pushing off the walls.
He is! The thing is going like this and he's still just... He's not even in sync.
Okay, we gotta go now.
The plan is to fly a helicopter. We saw how this went with the F-16 or whatever.
Travis, where are you?
He's using a wrench on a Phillips head screw.
It's not even secured around it. It's... They're not even trying.
Why have they not been struck by lightning or anything? Oh my gosh. Oh.
Temperatures are normalizing. Storm's breaking up.
What?
Mobilize search and rescue. And get the governor on the phone.
Is this over? Is this really over?
We can only hope.
Rainbow.
Actually, it's a circumhorizontal arc. Yeah, it's the off-gassing of liquid nitrogen, and it creates these plate-shaped crystals in the clouds. It's amazing, huh?
Actually, that's cloud iridescence.
A unicorn exploded across the sky. It's what it looked like.
Oh, yeah, that looks more similar to cloud iridescence, which is just sunlight shining through the ice crystals in a high cloud up in the atmosphere, like a cirrus cloud, and you get the wispy rainbow-looking things.
Was it even in the right order?
Circumhorizontal arc? It's a circumzennial arc.
I have no idea. I gave up.
atmospheric specialist.
We're with the government. I'm Dr. Janice Sparks from the NOAA.
National Oceanic and Atmospheric Association.
That was Super Cyclone.
So there you have it, Super Cyclone.
I don't think there's anything else that needs to be said. For those of you who suggested this movie, I'm not sure if we should thank you or not. But
why did you want to induce so much pain?
Hope you guys enjoyed our reaction to Super Cyclone. We are aware that this is all works of fiction and we are just having a good time here. If you're going to put the word meteorology and weather into a movie, then those of us with degrees have the privilege and the right to sit here with our laptops and critique it and laugh and cry and sob and walk out of the room.
That's right. Here we go. As with any Met Reacts, we look at the entertainment value as well as the meteorological accuracy. I think we've nailed the meteorological accuracy on this one,
yeah.
Which was kind of it does not rise above 0 at all. So,
in fact, I believe the direct quote from Dad while watching the movie the first time was, "With every scene, it goes a tick lower."
That's right.
I think we ended at -11.
We have to expand that scale on the low end when the 500-mile-an-hour storm sets a new bar.
I would rather watch it. Oh my gosh, that was a breath of fresh air. Never seen a better movie than 500-mile-per-hour storm. Entertainment value was also a -11.
Yeah. Let's put it this way. If you want an hour and a half to kill because you got nothing, I mean absolutely nothing better in life to do, I still wouldn't recommend watching this movie.
Well,
find something else.
Here's a list of things that I would recommend instead. Watching paint dry. Going out in the Florida heat at the height of summer to mow your lawn twice. Putting my fingers into mice traps.
Jumping into boiling water. Editing Kayla, throw it up there.
There we go. There it is. Again, if you like what you saw, be sure to give this video a thumbs up for our pain and subscribe down below so you never miss the next one. Follow us over on social media, Facebook and Instagram, like we talked about at the beginning. We do post live reactions as we're watching this for the first time over on our Instagram stories, so you don't want to miss out on that. If you want to learn actual meteorology things that are not this, check out our School of Weather. We have Tier 1, which is the Beginner's Guide to Meteorology, and Tier 2, which is called A High Risk of Learning and Other Severe Weather Topics. If you're interested in learning about the basics of meteorology and severe weather, but you're not sure if you want to go to school for it, and you don't think that meteorology movies are reliable enough, check those out. They'll be linked down in the description. Until next time, I'm Kayla.
And I'm Jim.
Thanks for watching.
And we'll see you at the next Meteorology Monday.